You're locked into the Get Lifted TV debate show, and we are discussing the Black Lives Matter movement today. I'm Jen Wakefield.
I'm Lewis Daniel.
And I'm Tori.
Our guest. Thanks for joining us, Tori.
Thank you for having me.
Would anyone like to get us started?
Where do you start?
I mean, I feel upset every time I try to research this. It's terrible. I watched this thing, hashtag 23 ways, where it was like all the celebrities saying that 23 ways in if you're black you can get killed.
Yeah.
And some of
by a police officer.
Yeah, and some of the reasons were just insane, like sitting in your car, going to Bible practice,
to church, walking down the street.
It just seems like people are hunting for people. And I did watch a video today where it was all these policemen, and it's like they've got a quota of people, and they're saying like from 14 to 21 or something like that, that we need like at least this amount of arrests a month.
They do. They actually have like I said, a quota. Like they actually have like need to have this amount of arrests.
But what's that?
Need to have this amount of arrests for this. Need to have like they actually have a quota. I watched the thing the other day on a white police officer who's not a police officer anymore. He's an American, and he on a black guy who went to jail, and you can insert the name, but he went to jail basically for a fake arrest, and a police officer arrested him because he's like, I needed to get my things up, so I arrested him. I planted whatever, and he went to jail for 3 years. Now they're friends. That this whole thing, like I'll put the link. I'll find the link and put the link below of this whole thing. And I thought that's great. That it's like, all he needed is someone to forgive. They end up working in the same place basically, and they met each other and blah whatever. And they end up now they want to shop together, work together, whatever. But that just made me feel like, does that mean it's okay then for like what he did just because he said I'm sorry? Do you know what I mean? And I thought it's not okay.
Brings us to talking about like the American justice system. Yeah, like what's going on over there.
It's messed
it's
up,
very messed
in
up.
its core.
But it has been.
It has been
for years.
Because I watched this thing on BBC Three, which is like a UK youth spin-off of the BBC, and then now they're online anyway. And it was like Reggie 8 goes to a Texas jail for a week.
I need to watch it.
And it was really good and really interesting. But like some of the people who were in there were in prison for like spray painting a projector at a school, or just like minor offences, and it's like they just put you into jail. It seems so very heavy-handed.
But the jail, sorry to cut you, but you know that it's all a business. Do you know what I mean? Like it's a business, and I think that's one thing that we forget. And this is not an excuse. I'm just saying it's a business. So when we're trying to understand why certain things are happening in terms of corruption, all that kind of stuff, it's like it's a business. People want to make money, and if you have a certain amount of people in jails make money, and do you know what I mean? Like it all goes back, and it's just like humans are human. We adapt to corruption. Like that's it. So you're saying this person it's a person. That person is up to manipulation and corruption. Like you're a human being. You know what I mean? And if you think about money, like money rules almost everything.
In terms of the Black Lives Matter, I was reading about the fact that it's very dangerous for them. That Martin Luther King obviously is a great leader and a great role model, but they were saying actually the Black Lives Matter doesn't have one leader or one role model, because it's a collection of people. It's representing black lives, trans lives, queer people, people who basically need a voice within the black community. So it's not just one person they're looking to, and I think there's something to be said for that. The way we look at structures, because this thing about leadership, I get the thing that you need a leader and you need a role model to head something up. At the same time, there's so many voices being underrepresented that you need like a kind of patchwork quilt of people.
You do,
to sort of bring this forward, which is why it's a movement, I guess.
So I want to ask you about this hashtag All Lives Matter. Like, what are your views on that, guys? Like,
I basically I've seen loads of things that kind of put it into perspective. Like I saw a cartoon, and it was like there was two houses, and one house was on fire, and the guy was hosing the house that wasn't on fire. It was his house, and it was like, my house is on fire. It's like, yeah, but all houses are, you know, whatever. And he was like, no, but okay, I get that all houses are important, but my house is on fire. Like, I need you to put out the fire here first.
Yes.
And you know what I mean? Because your house isn't on fire. Why are you putting water on your house? And the guy goes, well, it's not my problem. Where's the guy who owns the house? And then it ended with the guy who owns the house died in the fire. Like, it literally, and I was like, this is like the best thing ever.
A
like,
good analogy to reframe is what you need. Like, I was thinking in my head about this earlier, and I was like, okay, so it's a bit like in a school, there's like a massive basketball team or netball team, and then a girl speaks up, she's like, but there's no hockey, like there's never been hockey. And actually, I've been trying to do hockey for years, but we're having a terrible time. Like, people have been bashing me about with my hockey sticks, and they hate my sport, and they don't like it, and they don't think I'm good at it, they don't understand it. And then someone goes, okay, well, we need more hockey. Let's get your team together. There's all these people who can play it, and this team comes up, and it's like this little girl coming from the basketball team who's doing successful and going, but hang on a minute, what about us? Don't we matter anymore? It's like, you've been flipping. You're in the championship team. You've been going for a while. Don't be a Veruca Salt. It's like a brat voice coming out going, what about us? You're fine. Like, but they need to give them some time. Give people some time to have this voice now, because we're fine. Like,
and it doesn't. Fine, one voice doesn't overshadow another voice.
No.
Saying Black Lives Matter doesn't say that all other lives don't. It means we matter as well, because you're saying that we don't. That's the point. Like, we're not saying, oh, we matter. We're saying, no, you're saying that we don't. We're saying that we do, as well as everybody else. We're not trying to overshadow anyone else. We're just trying to get our own as well. Like, have some sort of equality.
Put it this way, with the fact that women are so underrepresented, and people are very starting to get it finally. And if a few men came forward and were like, well, hang on a minute, what about the men again? Actually, we all matter. And it's true, we all matter, but it's like, but you don't get it. Like, when there's such a big gap, you've got to give some attention to this group.
It needs to represent
and let them have their voice.
I tell you what it comes back to is that people who haven't gone through racism or experienced it don't fully understand it. And I understand racism, but I only fully understood it once I'd experienced. I went to Lithuania a couple of years back on a tour, and I had overt racism happen to me, and how it really made me feel. I'd never felt like, oh, I'm black. Like, I'd never felt that before until I went there, and people were like taking pictures of me and laughing and pointing at me in the street, and like, I just felt sick in my stomach. I wanted to cry. Like, it was horrible. A good thing you guys should watch, which I'm gonna put in the description, is the Jane Elliott Blue-Eyed, Brown-Eyed Experiment.
Definitely watch that,
because it just highlights how people don't get it, and they start comparing it. Oh well, I've got a fat stomach, so that I've got this. So, something
it's
you
not
can't
the same
change.
thing.
People, I understand why people like to have this superiority thing, where it's like, well, surely, it's like, look, if people are talking about it, you just take a moment to listen. Like, what makes you think that people are just being idiots or being fussy? Like, there's got to be a reason.
100%.
Like, people don't just speak up because they want to be like a troublesome person to someone, you know?
Exactly.
But anyway, we want to know your thoughts on this, because obviously this is a big topic, and it does affect everyone, you know? It's a topic that we're experiencing through music, through people speaking up about it. There's lots of things happening in the world which makes you think about the hashtag Black Lives Matter movement. So please let us know. You can comment below, and click on the link below to view more of our debates. But really important to speak up, so let us know your thoughts. The fact that when you're walking along, you're not even looking in your surroundings, but you're looking at your phone as you go.
I guess, I don't know, I've never played it. Is it that intense?
It's a bit dangerous, because you do have to look at your phone and you know.
So what are the risks?
From the teacher's perspective, if we were going to write a risk assessment, what would you write? Oh, Tori.
Can I argue that point? Because we do that anyway.